Throughout history, there have been a number of unexplained mysteries that still baffle the world. Even with all the clues that experts have collected over the years, there are plenty of questions that remain unanswered. One of the most intriguing and truly bizarre cases has to do with a man named Peter Gibbs. Peter was a veteran pilot who decided to fly his plane one fateful night off the coast of Scotland. He didn't return that evening. In fact, he was never seen again. The event became known as the Mull Air Mystery, and the discoveries that were made over the next few months have experts and officials baffled to this day. There have been plenty of mysteries throughout history that remain unsolved to this day. One of the most fascinating concerns a veteran pilot named Peter Gibbs who, after taking off in his plane one fateful evening, never returned. But that was only the beginning of his bizarre story. The incident happened on Christmas Eve in 1975. Peter was a 55-year-old businessman who developed a passion for flying during World War II. He'd made a name for himself in property development and he loved to fly his Cessna F-150H when he wasn't working on real estate deals. After working on an investment in a hotel on the Isle of Skye in Scotland, he ate dinner at the nearby Glenforsa Hotel on the Isle of Mull, which was a small airfield where Peter kept his Cessna aircraft in a hangar. Little did he know that would be the last meal he would ever enjoy. Despite the inclement weather conditions that night, Peter wanted to take his plane out for a quick, post-meal trip around the island. He was a stubborn man who never let anyone talk him out of an idea, and neither hotel employees nor his girlfriend, Felicity, could convince him that the flight was an unsafe decision. Peter refused to use any landing lights, and he completely ignored local regulations that banned flying at night. Instead, he asked Felicity to stand on the airstrip with a torch, and he would use the small light to guide himself back to the hangar. However, after he took off, he never returned. Felicity waited for 30 minutes on the airstrip before returning to the Glenforsa Hotel. Employees called police after she reported him as missing. Several hours later, on Christmas morning, a full-scale investigation was launched to find Peter's body and plane. Helicopters and boats scoured the nearby waters, and hundreds of volunteers searched the island. Nothing was found. Then, in April of the following year, something mind-boggling happened. Peter's body was discovered by a local shepherd on a hill about a mile away from the Glenforsa Hotel. This had authorities perplexed. The hill was thoroughly checked by volunteers months earlier, and local shepherds and farmers worked in that area every day. There are several theories as to what happened to Peter, but they all still leave unanswered questions. Some think that the plane crashed at sea, and Peter swam to shore only to die of exposure shortly thereafter. However, there were no traces of seawater or marine microorganisms found on his skin or clothing. Others think that he inexplicably jumped out of the plane mid-flight, though no parachute was ever recovered. In September of 1986, a discovery was made off the coast of Oban, a small town in Scotland. Two brothers who were clam fishermen, Richard and John Grieve, stated that they found a small Cessna plane about a kilometer off the coast that matched the description of Peter's vessel. However, when salvage teams went down to find it, it was gone. No one knows for sure what exactly happened to Peter Gibbs that stormy night. There were still so many questions surrounding his death. Where was his body for the first 4 months of the investigation before it appeared on the hill? And why was it in such good condition?